to our podcast, Being a Woman. I'm Sonya from Connecting Souls Wellness.
And I'm Toni from Toni's Healing Room.
Fantastic. And we're going to take you through the journey of being a woman, all the way from being in puberty through to motherhood, then to being into your peri and menopause stages, and all the successes and failures that we have along the way.
All the learning and growth.
So Toni, what would we like to talk about today?
Well, we were talking about the 3 phases of being a woman. So I like to think of that as the maiden, the mother, and the crone. Like the triple-faced goddess, Hecate, but the journey that we take as a woman through life. So the maiden is the child, and the mother is obviously that time as a fully grown woman when you have children or you're a working woman. And then the crone, the wise woman, when you are like a grandmother or you're post-menopause. Over 50 maybe, let's say.
And that'll be me. And all the challenges as well as it is to moving through the different phases. And when we're really young and we are that maiden, we're so excited to get older, and all we want to do is get older and be mature, be able to choose and do all our own things.
Oh,
and
so true.
Not have mum tell us what to do anymore because we can do it ourselves. And then we become the mother, and then we're still telling people what to do by then, and we don't get to do what we want to do because we're too busy doing everything for everyone else.
That's right.
And then going into the next phase, which is where I'm personally transitioning into, which is the crone or the wise woman. And it is that space of letting go of all of those things before you and moving into the next phase, which can be challenging, very challenging, because you don't want to let go of the youth that you think that you're still holding on to. But in saying that, it's actually the transition in being empowered, free, and that next part of the journey. So yes, it's going to be a wondrous time.
It's interesting what you said about being the mother and like not being able to do what you want to do, and I'd forgotten that. And so when you said that, I was like, oh yeah, that's right. Like, you know, it's that push-pull of like, it's always a push-pull, isn't it? Of like, I want to do this, but I can't do that, you know, and I have to stay here and do this. And, you know, we all feel stuck at certain stages of our lives. So, it's important to know what those conflicts and those push-pulls, you know, are, so that we can work through them more easily, face those challenges. And you know, we can do that by educating each other and communicating with each other, which is, you know, what used to happen in the villages
and the tribes.
Exactly. And now we've got our online tribes, right?
That's right. Our online tribes, and I find, especially now moving into this space of the wise woman, is that you need your tribe more than ever. You really need your tribe more than ever. But just when you were just saying about, oh, I'm the mother, but I can't do what I like. And being the maiden, you can't do what you like because you're still being instructed and guided down the best path. But what I just thought of, just in that moment, was that actually moving into the wise woman is the first time in your life when you can do whatever you like. No one's there to control you. You have all the freedom. So actually that's the bonus, is that's the first time in your life that you actually now have the freedom to do whatever it is that you like.
And just thinking about that, there was also that clarity dropping in for me about, you know, that conflict and that push-pull of being somewhere and feeling stuck and then wanting like the next phase and wanting the next best thing, what's in that next phase. It's like that real acceptance and patience that we need to learn as well in each phase of our lives, which as humans we really struggle with that concept of accepting where we are and accepting who we are, and you know, all those things, right? And so in each phase there is that. And when you're saying about a wise woman, like being you know, I'm free, but the trick there, right, the challenge there is like accepting our body as we're growing older and the changes that it goes through, right?
Yes.
Because yes, we are free, but there's also there's also those huge challenges that come with growing older, and at every phase there is that acceptance, the patience, and the discipline. And I don't normally like that word discipline, but I really like the word devotion.
Consistency.
Yeah, consistency.
Being consistent.
Yeah.
And that's this real struggle, especially in this phase now, is consistency. And I'm glad you brought up about the body because the body is the worst part about getting older. It's the menopausal belly, as I've got, is the menopausal belly. It's the feeling that you're not as thin as you used to be. It's that, and with that, our society looks at somebody who's thinner as being more attractive, more successful, more appealing.
So much in that. We'll do a whole episode on that.
We'll do a whole episode on that. But it is that whole point. And then when you start, no matter what you do, what you're eating, you're training, you're doing all this stuff, you're trying to walk most days, and then you get on the scales and it's more and it's more and it's more. And you just start to freak out. And then you feel like you're sliding down the side of this cliff and going, is this it? It's all downhill from here. But I think it's because we get so caught up in what society has told us what it all should be. And that's why I think that when you start getting to this part of your life where, yes, you have so many more freedoms, but you feel like you're actually putting yourself into a bit of a cage, feeling like I'm not good enough anymore. I'm getting older. I'm not going to be needed as much. And I think as we go through this generation, because I think this generation of menopause is different to our parents' age of menopause, because we have so much more technology, we have so much more science,
information, education.
And we think about it as longevity, not like, oh, that's what happens when you get old. It's like, actually, no, maybe it doesn't. Maybe it doesn't need to do that, because we can put things in place. We can do our weights. We can eat different foods. We can track macros that our parents wouldn't have tracked macros, or any of those things. You know, how much protein am I getting? How much fiber am I getting? How much water am I getting? Like, honestly, they weren't focusing on that. They were just focusing, and I think this is the biggest thing, that our parents, our mothers, were still in the mother phase. They were still focusing so much on the family, of being the mother. And they were just like, I'm the grandmother now, but I'll still hold the mother role. And the mother role is so intense because, you know, you're busy, you've got to do, you know, your lunches for your kids, your dinners, you're driving around, you're the taxi, you're the wife, you're everything in the mother phase, you're everything. And then when you're getting to the grandma phase or the wise woman phase, that is where you get to pull back a little bit and go, I don't have to control all of that anymore. But it's really hard to let go of that part, because you're still trying to hold on to that, because it's almost like you feel like, if I let go of this, I don't know who I'm going to be in the next phase. Who am I? I don't know, because I've finally got to this point where I don't have to be anything for anybody. I don't have to do everything for everybody. All I really need to do is focus on me. And that's scary, because we haven't really spent that time to focus on us, just solely on us, because that's how we're going to be the best version of ourselves for everyone else around. And we're always still there as the mother, we're always still available to our kids and things, but, you know, we don't have to wipe their bottoms anymore, we don't have to put dinner on the table for them. So it's this transition, and it's scary because no one tells you about this space. They just tell you how you're going to get old.
Yeah. Yeah. And there is a real lack of information about menopause, and it's getting more now, which is great, but there has been a real lack of information out there, as we all have stories to tell about our experiences.
I think the other part is that not everybody will have the same journey. Some women, I spoke to a lady yesterday who said, I didn't really have any problem at all. I might have had a few hot flushes at night, maybe put the quilt on, quilt off. But other than that, I didn't really have anything. And then you'll have another person who's gone completely crazy and they've got weight gain, and they've got the mental stuff, and they've got anxiety, and they've got depression, and all those things. And then someone else could have a whole nother level as well. So it's not one size fits all in this space.
Yeah, that's right.
You know?
Yeah, everyone's journey is different. And that's what we're going to talk about on each episode. We're going to talk about lots of people's different journeys, and we'll interview lots of different people about their experiences, because this is what Tribe is about, right? Sharing the information.
Exactly.
Communicating with each other, and you know, when we communicate, we're teaching and we're learning and we're growing. Yeah.
Absolutely. So we're looking forward to even getting your feedback, and maybe there's some subjects that you want to talk about your journey, and we'd love you to send that through, and we can talk into that as well. And yeah, we look forward to seeing you on our next adventure. Bye!